If you want tough CD drive without spending a lot of money, and it can still give you good sound quality as well as transportation ability using digital output out of this CD player. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabama Hi-Fi Review channel. Today I would like to share my extensive testing of this SMS, a newer CD player, PL20. So this one has a lot of similarities in SMS PL100 Pro in terms of drive and mechanism, the feature, front loading, slot loaded design that they offer, but this one is much upgraded or improved version per se. So it uses Cirrus Logic CS43131 dual chip design, integrated headphone amplifier in that dual chip. Hence, it can put out 160 milliwatts of power output if you are using 4.4 millimeter in the back of this PL20. It also has single-ended output, and it has coaxial and optical digital output, which is fixed, but RCA output is variable. So that is totally integrated with headphone stage and line output stage via Cirrus Logic CS43131 dual chip combination, as you can see on the circuit board. Retail for $208 currently available. The drive quality could be a little better. The front loading, when the drive grabs the CD, the mechanical noise that I experience kind of remind me of Cirrus Audio CDI kind of grab and that loading mechanism. But the CDI, when it starts playing, is pretty quiet. But this one, you can hear that motor noise from the distance. That is the one downside of this PL20 if you are sensitive to noise. If you are not sensitive to it, or if you keep them in cabinet, or if you don't sit pretty close and you are not sensitive, then should not bother you. But in my case, I could hear the motor wiring noise from my listening position when the track changes or between the quiet passages, and there is no gapless playback at all. So that's one thing that I like to remind you. But it offers Bluetooth, two-way Bluetooth option, so that is a good thing. And then it has CD ripping feature, one push button ripping feature that offer in this PL20 using USB-A port with the flash drive that you can insert in the backside actually. Then power is using USB-C power, so that's how I connect it. So when I try to rip CD, I tried hybrid SACD disc. It works fine, and standard Redbook CD as well as my mixed CD, and it works great. So it's no problem ripping the CD itself, but before that I have to figure which flash drive it can take. So this one cannot take bigger flash drive. I tried that. So it can't even take my 32 gig drive because it won't rip at all. It just shows some sort of alien language when I try to rip with 32 gig flash drive inserted in the back, properly formatted, right? I tried that and it doesn't work. In the end, smallest and only other drive I have is 8 gig from SanDisk. So that is properly formatted. As soon as I insert that drive, flash drive, and started ripping, it goes flawlessly and easily, but it takes a while. I would say each CD will take minimum 20 to 30 minutes, depends on the length of the CD. And if you want proper ripping quality, it works fine. WAV5 format that it ripped, and I reconverted to FLAC files on my computer and added metadata, and it doesn't have any ability of extracting text file from CD itself. Other than that, it works great. But in my unit, I couldn't put anything bigger than 8 gig flash drive to rip CD. And another thing is when I'm trying to play back DSD file from flash drive, I load all the DSD files in there. it doesn't really want to play properly. That's how I would say. I don't think it can handle big size files properly, right? It jump all over, and when I try to forward it or go back, and then it will track will jump, and sometimes it just stop playing and it goes into sleep mode and power is off. That is another automatic feature. Even FLAC files, it can be a little tricky that USB flash drive playback. So that is a few downsides that I like to mention. But CD playback flawlessly. Other than that motor noise that I can notice, the loading mechanism noise, I don't mind at all. That is only happen when it's loading, and it has auto resume. So that is very good resuming feature. Even if you take the disk out and then you load it back in, it will memorize it and it will play it back to where you left out. So that is pretty good feature in my opinion. The auto resume to whatever the music that you are playing is, it will do that automatically. It has auto repeat. So when it's end of the disk, when it go back to fast track, then you will hear the noise of pickup moving and changing back to the front. So that's a tiny bit of noise that you will notice. Included remote control works great, and this is dedicated remote control for this CD player. You can control everything pretty much. The rip feature, shuffle feature, and that Bluetooth function and input selector, everything is there. Only missing is fast forward and reverse. Those are nowhere to be found on this player, not even on the front panel. So that is not available, as well as a gapless playback. Basically, this is a workhorse. I tried non-stop 72 hours playback. It works flawlessly. It won't stop playing. Unlike using with USB flash drive, I don't have to do anything. It will keep on playing non-stop. So 72 hours marathon is totally, I can prove that to you, because that's how I test it. Usually I leave these drive run for 48 hours minimum, then sometimes 72 if I feel like it can handle it. So this one don't have any issue at all, not even overheating or getting warm. The outer shell of the enclosure is thick aluminum, very solid feeling build quality. The drive inside of this PL20 is something similar to PL100 Pro, but the way that mechanical noise and everything react is slightly different. This one make a little bit noisier mechanical noise, and I also feel the stronger grabbing ability from this PL20. And another thing is volume control. If you are using on the front panel, the volume control has to be pushed and hold to raise the gain or lower the gain, and it's integrated gain control. So if you are using analog output stage or headphone output stage, both will be outputting the sound. So no matter what you use, if you have headphone connected, but if you want to use it with main amplifier, then you have to disconnect. Otherwise, the headphone will be playing very loudly. So that's one thing that I like to remind you. It can adjust from 0 to 15 gain level on this PL20. And another thing is maximum it can handle is 24-bit 96K, but that is when you're using USB. So that is the thing. I mean, I don't think it can properly handle 24-bit 96K high-res files playback properly. It started and it will stop in some way. So that's probably due to the processing power, or I don't know what it is. But USB flash drive playback, I'm not really big fan of using this PL20. I try pure DSD playback as well. And also that spec says this one can do DSD CD, meaning, I mean, how many DSD files you can fit in CD-ROM. I mean, 1 or 2 files, the most, not even two, right? Average DSD64 file, one file, average, right? It's about 400 megabytes, so that's pretty big files in general. So CD-ROM, it can maximum is around 700 megabytes, so not even two files that you can load in there. So that doesn't make any, I mean, I don't know why they include that spec, but when I try DSD files with USB stick, it's okay, but I won't bother because I rather use this one as a dedicated CD transport or CD player. Most of my music listening, I use the analog RCA output out of this PL20 using ASD silver conductor 7N cable connected to my Accuphase E4000. So that sound quality, I would say nice sound with forgiving sound signature with nice resolution. But if you are really used to ESS or those type of sound, you might find it to be slightly not in the top level in clarity and detail, but that is also depending on the system. If you really pay attention to it, everything is there, different in presentation of the newer generations of the Cirrus Logic chips that they offer in terms of sound quality, like good analog playback sound. So that is the big plus for me. I won't mind listening to direct output out of this PL20. It works great. When I try to use it as a transport, I connected my Audio Technica Uplink Titan coaxial cable to my Galubito Divinity DAC, Silver XLR cable to Accuphase E4000, and sounded very, very nice. As far as the CD player goes, $208, good build quality, suitable for if you want to put it in the cabinet, if you are not sensitive to that motor noise, or if you want to use it in a restaurant or those type of environment, should work well. Sound quality itself is very good. I can't complain it because the Cirrus Logic new 43131 chips or 43198 chips are identical. Only different is integrated headphone stage or not. 43198 don't have the integrated headphone amplifier. Those are differences. So this one has headphone amplifier stage, right? So that is another selling point. And also when I'm using headphone stage out of this PL20, so that sound quality, I'm not sure if you are used to. When I was younger, I used to go to HMV or Tower Records or Virgin record stores and listen to the display CD and player that you can plug in and you can listen with either the headphones or your own headphones. So it reminds me of that kind of sound quality, the headphone stage sound quality out of this PL20. It's not that bad. I mean, it's totally acceptable and you can listen if you are auditioning headphone stage or if you are trying CDs. So overall, build quality and sound quality and price that we are getting, this is going to be very good option for you to consider. For me, if I have to choose from PL100 Pro and this PL20, I kind of like this one though. Something remind me of older Cirrus Audio CD player kind of look to it with the front slot loading mechanism, but I mean, I find it to be PL100 Pro operation noise is much quieter than this PL20. I put the isolation filters because I want to reduce that noise. Other than that, it has good efficient drive and good sound quality that you can get for $208. That is the experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Something heavily led Something heavenly came down from above. He led me to you. He led me to you. He built the bridge to your heart all the way. How many times I've lived inside, oh, I can't say. When I was led to you, you were the one for me. I swear the whole world could feel my heartbeat when I lay eyes on you. Wasn't it clear from the start? Look, the sky is full of clouds. The sky is full of He built a bridge to your heart all the way, and let it light and how many times I've lived inside, now I can't say you gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life.
great. On the bass, Mr. Torigoe Keisuke-san. On the guitar, Orima Yosuke-san. Yeah.